Hi and welcome back! Now that the flooring is complete, I thought it was time to get started on the last big framing project of the house, the roof. As I understand it, and if you're an expert in this, feel free to correct me in the comments below, there are two major techniques for constructing a roof. One uses a special joint called a bird's mouth, and one uses prefab trusses that are laid in place. The bird's mouth technique, for lack of a better term, is the old school technique for installing a roof. Each rafter has a little notch cut out of it called a bird's mouth that sits on the top plate at the top level of the building. The other alternative is a roof truss, which from my research is usually prefabricated off-site so that it can be installed quickly. I happen to know that when the house I am replicating was built, they went the roof truss route, and I will be doing that as well. The roof of this house is quite large and it has a bit of a unique shape to it. At first, I had a really hard time figuring out how the roof of this house was constructed, as the house was shaped like an L. But I ended up realizing that I'm pretty sure they used two different types of roof trusses. One for the larger area and one for the smaller area. It also didn't help that the plans for the roof were very minimal, effectively being a couple small sketches that have been modified by hand to significantly change the roof line. So, as it would be a lot easier to work from, I decided I should make my own sketch of each of the two types of trusses that I would need. Here's the sketch. I made it at the same scale that the rest of the plans were in, 1/4 inch being equal to 1 foot. The small truss, as I understand it, is relatively typical. The reinforcement inside this truss is not shown and is something I'll start working on a little bit later in the process. The other truss, which is needed to span the larger gap, starts in a similar fashion as the smaller truss, but the other side is asymmetrical. My goal with this sort of design, and as far as I can tell the goal of the original designer, was to have a singular roof face on the back side of the house and two smaller roof faces in the front side, one at a shallower pitch and one at a steeper pitch. Anyway, with these truss designs ready to go, let's make one of each to try them out. After putting these trusses on the house, it looks about right. Now I have a big task ahead of me, making 18 trusses. I'm going to start with all the large ones. Let's do it. Up until now, an astute observer probably has noticed that I'm missing a key element in my trusses: truss plates. These metal brackets, as I understand it, help to hold the truss together. I nailed all my trusses together mostly because I wanted to tack them into place, but their strength will mostly come from these truss plates. Off camera, I made the rest of the smaller trusses. Okay, now that I've made the rough truss frames, I need to figure out how I'm going to reinforce the inside of them. Over the years, there are tons of different techniques that people have seemingly used to do this. And the biggest decision seems to be around if you want attic storage space or not. I do kinda want that, so I'm going to try to use an attic truss. The first part of that truss I'm going to make is the reinforcement under each rafter down to the bottom span of the truss. Unfortunately, that was all I was able to get done this weekend. Making these trusses took a really long time. I thought it would be cool to put together all the trusses in place so that we could see approximately what the roof would look like when complete. Of course, with my trusses not complete, this is only temporary, but I figured it would be good to validate that all the trusses fit together as I expect. I used some scrap miniature 2x4s and impromptu purlin to hold the trusses in place. I clamped each truss's rafter to it. But wow, it's really coming together. Next time, I'll add a few more reinforcements to finish up the trusses, and then we'll start to attach them to the building. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Especially when it comes to roofing, I'm a total novice and would love to learn more about it.